I'm here with another episode of Bank on It, and I'm joined by two incredible rock stars, Favour and Kendall, and they both on the Capitec Future Leaders Program. Incredible talent. So excited to chat to you.
Yes, thank you so much for having us. Very excited to be here.
Yeah. Tell me firstly, how do you get onto this program?
So I saw it by chance actually, because I was actually working at a previous place, and then I just went on Leaply. So Leaply is a platform that has a lot of like both bursaries and graduate programs on there. And I was scrolling one day and I was like, I might as well take a chance on Capitec. So I took a chance, I applied, and now I'm here. Yeah.
Sure, it made it sound so easy.
Yeah, but it wasn't an easy process. It was quite lengthy.
I can imagine, like properly intensive.
Yeah,
Kendall?
definitely.
So we had a career fair at UCT, so I studied there. And one day I was just walking around collecting all the booklets, seeing where I could fit in. And I met the eligibility requirements for this program, applied, wrote long essays, and did a bunch of tests. And yeah, we got here.
That's incredible. I mean, I used to just collect the free stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
you did that as
Just
well.
bribe me. Give me a water bottle or like stationery and stuff.
The card case behind the phone sold me. I was like, yeah, I need to be there.
See, that's a note for everyone that's listening to this podcast. Give away free stuff. That's how you get good talent,
Always.
right? Kendall, the teams told me before this episode that you have a set of spreadsheets
Yeah.
and you run scenarios and you do a proper plan.
I like to have fun with, how can I say, restriction within a means.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is I like to know exactly how much I'm working with, where it's
Got you.
going to. And that's how I am liberal with my funds. So at the beginning of the month, I get all of my expenses out of the way. I know exactly how much I'm spending, whether it's transport, whether it's for fun or for going out, or even if I want to purchase something. And then also I like to identify like smart ways to save. If I switch out a coffee on a Monday morning, for example, that means in 4 weeks' time, I'll have an extra, let's say $100 to spend on something else.
Got you.
So I like to be structured in that sense, but I also know myself. And my money style is very tailored to easy ways to get to my goals. So I'm always working towards something, but just making it easy for myself in that regard.
So you're playing the long game. You kind of know.
So
Look, everyone I've spoken to at Capitec, super entrepreneurial. People love side hustles.
Yeah.
Right, which I find incredible. I think it's amazing that people can have a job and still have a passion on the side. Most companies are so suffocating. You're like, listen, after work is after work. Like, we separated. Take me through some of the cool side hustles. Not that you're involved in specifically, but just Gen Z in general. Like, what's trending out there, side hustle wise?
I would say a big trend right now is content creation. I think there's so much money there, and a lot of people are realizing the amount of like money you can make from content creation. I have a lot of friends that are now going into that, so making short form videos on TikTok, or even starting like a YouTube channel, for example. It's a great way of actually like making an added income. And I've also seen quite a few people go into like reselling on Amazon, for example, even on Takealot. So you buy in bulk and you just sell it on Takealot, and you can make quite a good amount of money on that while still working a 9 to 5. So that's also been a big trend, and I think a lot of people are starting to go into it, a lot of Gen Zs.
Kendall, any side hustles?
most of the side hustles that I've seen have been in the university space. I think a lot of people underestimate how much opportunity there is. So things like invigilating, working at your, we had equity centers, things like the library, for example, and even getting involved with tutoring. So there's a lot of those structured side hustles. I think with those as well, your time commitment is much less, and then you get like a set fee. So it allows your less entrepreneurial Gen Zs to also find a way to make it.
But let's chat about Gen Z at the workplace, especially post-COVID. There's been big thought pieces that people are writing and research reports that Gen Z is chaotic. They're out there, they're flipping tables, they're causing chaos, they're not tolerating stuff that previous generations tolerated. They pick up and they leave jobs quickly. Like, help me. Just let's separate the facts and the fiction here about the intergenerational differences and what makes Gen Z so unique in the workplace.
I think because we grew up in a space where, like, we had technology, we have access to social media, which means a lot of information. So we're seeing what's happening on a local scale and also internationally. So we see what people our age are doing, and also people that are older than us or younger than us. And I think we've understood, or we are trying to understand, or if we're seeing things that have worked before and things that aren't working. So we're trying to change those rules, because when you see something's not working, the best thing to do is then change it for the better. And I think we come into the workspace wanting to make an impact and actually wanting to make those changes, because we've seen what's happened previously and like, this has not worked for the betterment of our generation. So let's actually do better with the information that we have. So going in, I think we're a bit more confident, because I like to say like bring back shame, but shame is not a thing anymore. Like,
no, people are shameless.
People
are shameless.
Like shame is not a thing anymore. I think that's what liberates us in a sense. We're able to stand up in rooms where people are just like, why are you even standing up in this room? I remember my one friend, when we started in the first 2 months, she went into the CEO's office and she's like, hi, I'm so-and-so, nice to meet you. And he was like, okay, like, nice to meet you. But it's such a prominent thing. Like, people would ask like, oh, why would you do that? But why not? Is he not a person? She's a person. So I think we forget, or we don't have those like, we don't see hierarchy as a thing anymore. So we break those barriers and we want to actually make a change. We want to change things because it wasn't working before. So let's find a better way to make things happen now. And now we work more with impact. I remember having a conversation with another grad, and she was saying that when she gets a task, she sits down with her manager and she wants to understand how this task actually impacts someone.
So work with purpose or meaning.
Work with purpose and meaning. So she wants to see how this actually impacts both the business or even people outside of it. And that actually allows her to work better in that space. So I think a lot of things are now changing. People are working with purpose. People are breaking the hierarchy, like barriers that were previously there, or if they're not even there at all. But I think we're more liberal in our sense. And it's genuinely because we are shameless, which is a good thing.
It is good. So I'm going to ask you to give me your best advice for people that are studying or young professionals coming up into financial services. What would you say to them?
My advice is very tricky, but I honestly really lean into what my manager says, and she always says baptism by fire. And a lot of people might not like that, but that has helped me in so many ways. So just sometimes you just have to go in head first, like just dive in, and baptism by fire breeds diamonds. So it gets rough, but just know that in that roughness is when you're actually learning. You can't learn when everything is nice and goody. So whenever you're having a hard time and you're studying, you're like, oh my gosh, this is too much. It's in that hard time that you're actually learning something, and you need to apply that, and you need to do the hard things to get to a good place. So if I can leave anyone with one line that I live by, is baptism by fire.
Listen, I'm laughing because I watch this day in the life TikToks. I'm like, this is not a day in the life of banking. Like, I'm going in line, I'm having coffee, I'm having a snack, I'm going to chat to my teammate, my colleague, I'm going for lunch. It's very glossy, it's glamorous, right, Kendall?
For me, it's plain and simple. I heard it for the first time in high school, and it stuck with me straight through. The more you do, the more you can do. And it is basically baptism by fire as well, because you will get to a point where you're like, what did I get myself into? But you come out of there with so many learnings. And the other thing is, I heard this the other day and I absolutely love it, fail forward. You're not going to win all the time, especially not at university, especially not in a new space. But if anything, fail forward. And people bond through misery. So the more you fail, the more you stump your head. It's an opportunity to talk to someone. It's an opportunity to get that advice that you're probably not going to listen to, but you can get it anyway. And just have more to relate to with your colleagues. So there's no thing.
That's you say that actually, because I feel like with failure, it's not just about that, but it's taking the learnings from them. Because I think people fail and just like, okay, cool, like I'm stuck.
And then you go fail again, do the same thing.
Do the same thing. But what did you not do right? I think you need to clock that actually and be like, okay, cool, I didn't do this aspect right, so change that. But always find the learning in a failure. And that's why I feel like failure is actually so beneficial sometimes, because there's a learning in there.
I love that. Do the hard stuff, fail fast, fail forward. Such good advice. You need to do more episodes with you. So, Favour, Kendall, thank you so much.